What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. Hopefully, you guys have a great day so far. In today's video, we got a special guest here. We got Snackbox. Now, this is a long time coming because I've been trying to get a collab together with Snackbox since before the new year. So it's been many months, and he is here today. So first time here, guys. Welcome everybody, Snackbox. How are you doing today, bud?
Doing pretty well. Thanks for having me on the channel. Like you said, it's been a while since we talked to each other, and this we had this planned for some time. So I'm happy that it's happening now. So yeah,
All right,
thank
all
you.
right. Yeah, welcome, man. Yeah, so if you guys don't know who Snackbox is, I'm gonna put his channel right here. You guys can take a look at it. He has a really, really solid lineup. He has lots of knowledge in this game. He's an end game player, but he has nice angles on different content areas in the game. So make sure you guys check him out. Make sure you give him some love. He's actually a new content creator too, part of the official content creator program. So he just recently got there, maybe like 3 months ago, and he's working towards the 8K subscriber mark so that he can get test server access, guys. It's going to be a huge boost for this guy. This guy puts in the work in this game. So make sure you guys give him some love, drop by his channel. But the real reason he is here today, not just to show off his cool achievements recently, but one of the biggest things that Snackbox has covered on his channel recently is actually this video right here, Booster Exposed. So, Booster Exposed, guys, this is something that people have been talking about for probably the last 2 or 3 days. But basically, with the end of live arena seasons, it has really brought a spotlight to some unsavory behavior. And Snackbox covered this pretty extensively in this video here, Booster Exposed. It's a 3 hour long video. You guys can listen to it on your commutes to and from work or whatever. But you guys make sure you guys check it out if you guys want more detail. But we're gonna have Snackbox here talk about this and break it down for us in a more digestible format. So first of all, what is boosting? Boosting is a form of cheating, I suppose. So we're going to let Snackbox talk a little bit more about boosting here and what it entails.
Yeah, boosting is basically cheating or manipulating the system. I mean, if you want to, you can go to the leaderboards and you can see it there at the top, right? At the first and the second spot. It's very obvious that it happened there. Now, obviously, you need to know what to pay attention to, and basically, it is the amount of battles and also the points that are being accumulated with those battles, and then you have like a ratio of points that you get per battles. But also, what is very important is the time, right? So it takes a lot of time um, to play a live arena. Most of you guys know that it takes like, I don't know, 30 seconds to queue up, uh, easily 45 seconds to pick your champions, and then the battle is like 1 minute long. So if a player gets an unrealistic amount of battles done in a you know small period of time, it is very clearly that there's something fishy going on, and that is kind of like the indicator that is showing that.
Okay,
So
so
what people
yeah,
do,
sorry.
is, let's say you and me would try to do that, right? What people do is we try to match against each other, and then lose on purpose. Like one of us loses on purpose, and due to the system, the point system, maybe you can also open that up. I think if you go on the battles tab, um, you can show the point system in the, I think it was on the battle, uh, oh no, on the information button at the top, on the left top. Yeah, right there. Scroll a little bit down. I think should be right there, a little bit down. It should say something like underdog system. Scroll a bit more. Is it like all the way down? I'm not quite sure, but it's something
Oh, yep,
somewhere there.
here it is. Here
Yeah,
it
there
is.
it is. Yeah. So here you see like the amount of points you get per win. Now, you will always lose 3 points, right? Always, unless you have somebody that is 300 plus 300 points plus um, in points, like compared to you. So if you and me have the same rating and we try to match each other, which is more likely because we are closer to each other in rating, then you would lose 3 points. I would win 9 points, right? Now, the next time we face each other, I lose, right? I lose on purpose. I leave the game or whatever. I get -3, you get +9. And then we repeat this until we have such a big gap between us and the rest that it's so likely or like almost certain that we're only going to match each other. And we keep doing this until until nobody tries to compete anymore. And that is basically what happened.
That makes sense, actually. So, what this is boosting is basically, you have a predictable opponent, and then you have predictable outcomes where you lose, kind of like win trading. And by win trading each other, you guys slowly build incremental points above the rest. So, and especially if these are really quick fights, if you are just leaving these fights, these little bits of points are going to add up. So that really makes sense. I find it very interesting and difficult for you to get to a point where you actually match up against predictable opponents. Like if you're trying to match up against clanmates, like all your clanmates need to be within this small range, right? So obviously, somebody that's really low has a wide range of opponents. That's going to be very hard. But when you're at the top, there's only so limited players. So that totally makes sense. Obviously, this is not going to affect a lot of the viewers that are watching, but this is
Yep.
very interesting how this is a big thing, especially in these competitive formats where this is becoming an unfair kind of mechanic, or um, I don't know, but yeah. So that's boosting. And has this been happening in the past or just recently?
I think, I mean, since they introduced this underdog system, I think it was last year. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was last year. It has become much easier to do, and it was never impossible. Um, so you can only assume the worst. I like to say it has been always a topic even before live arena. In classic arena, some would say they know for a fact that it happened, and you know, I mean, it is probably more likely that it happened before than not. That's all I can say to that. And yeah, the problem really is the point system itself, right? Like it is so much easier now with the underdog system to boost because you get less points deducted when you lose than before. Before it was like you get
Or
plus
3 or
nine
something? Or
minus.
it's like plus it's
No, I
very
think it was
small. It's very small, right? Like 9 and 6 or something like that? Like,
wasn't it
I don't
wasn't it
remember.
plus nine minus nine? I'm not quite
Oh,
sure, but I
yeah,
think it was.
yeah, it was something like that. There was almost no gap, right? Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. There
but,
was no gap. So and
yeah.
and after 3 fights you lose, you get a bot and you gain those 9 points again if you beat the bot, right? So you technically can never drop in points.
I think the
Right.
system that they put in, the underdog system, is to help like the general player base like continually progress. So technically you could progress in points towards like your milestone rewards with a sub 50% win rate. Like a sub 50% win rate, you can still keep gaining points towards your
Yep.
your live arena rewards. So I think the system is implemented for the player majority, but at the top end, it's obviously some kind of exploitable advantage.
Yep.
So very interesting. So that's kind of highlights what's going on here, guys, at the top end, and how this system is kind of it's kind of busted, right? It's just not going to work out the way it is. I believe in the classic arena, this has happened in the past, boosting, where particular members would help one particular member gain wins, and then they would eventually top platinum. So I think Plarium did address this by fixing like the matchmaking. I think you can't queue up into the same guy, like the same like once every 10 minutes or something, or something like that, or once per day. Actually, I don't remember, but something like that. So they stopped that. So they probably need to do something here, something with the matchmaking. I'm not too sure what they need to do, but yeah, obviously this is going to affect the competitive landscape, and anything that is competitive that in a game that, obviously big money is involved, they need to address this. So let's zoom out a little bit here. Let's talk about this video that you have on your channel, this 3 hour long feature length film. And so it's this one, the boosting, files, right? I love it. But we have this other content creator here, Nicholas Raids. He's more of a Twitch streamer than a YouTuber. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description below. You guys can check him out. But he's a top rank live arena player for many seasons and all that. And this season, he actually gained the #1 trophy. And there's a bunch of stuff happening here. So do you want to kind of give us like a TLDR on what's happening with him, his clan, this whole situation here?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, yeah, it could have been a free episode Netflix series, right, with with the length. But yeah, so basically, what happened here is that, in a short form, there have been accusations of boosting towards Nicholas and his clanmates. Now, if that really happened or not, like if the boosting really happened prior to when he actually decided to go for it, fully and not even hide it at all. I, I don't know 100%. Like I can't double fact check everything he says, but it seems very believable. All right, so you can also go ahead and watch that video, and there are a lot of DMs and screenshots, and yeah. So basically, they accused him of boosting or his clanmates, and he took it kind of offensively because according to him, he's always playing legit, and I also believe that. Um, and basically, he just did it then to prove a point, because he says they started doing it, like players from, drivers, players from that play on Mad accounts or SP accounts or all these top level accounts, right? And yeah, so he did it just to prove a point and kind of like counter boosted. Now, a couple of drivers reached out to me and said that he did it first. So it's kind of like a paranoia, and also has to do with like trust issues. Like that, one side is accusing the other side is accusing him. So you don't really know what's going on, honestly, to 100%. So it's also not about who is boosting. To me personally, I don't care if it's, him or some other guy. I think the main problem here and the main issue is that it's possible, and yeah, that it's possible, and it affects the competitive nature of all these game modes in a very bad way that is frustrating for a lot of people. And yeah, it should be changed, and I think the best way to do that is to bring attention to it. So, Plarium needs to take action, and that is kind of like the main goal, and I hope we can get there at some point.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. It was very, I guess, hopeful, or at least encouraging, that Plarium did respond and basically accept. Yes, we know of this. They didn't say any kind of immediate action was going to happen, but they did acknowledge that it is happening and that they are aware of it. So hopefully, we see some kind of, some kind of fix, some kind of solution in the near future. I wasn't expecting them to like drop everything on their tables and just like start fixing this level, this this aspect of live arena. But it's encouraging that they said they will look into it, right? So we should probably expect something. And for a game like this, the fact that there is a lot of money involved with trying to get these trophies, get your account to the state where you can acquire these trophies, and it's, it's imperative that they maintain the integrity of these competitive features right in the game. I play the game. I don't know. I played Diablo 3, a small indie game back in the day. This is over a decade ago, but there was these things called, timed clears. So we were competing on the leaderboards for these timed clears, and there was, a lot of suspect activity happening with people that were clearly like using automation and stuff like that. And was playing it basically legit, and it was very frustrating because Blizzard at that time did not care at all about this competitive aspect, mainly because I don't think there was any kind of money attached to it. Like there's, it's a
Yep.
PvE game. You spend money on the game and then that's it. So they just didn't care. But in this case, I think Plarium needs to do something because this is a big thing, right? So yeah, hopefully we see something happen in the near future. Now I'm not too sure about the big thing here with Nicholas. Like obviously I've followed him a little bit just from watching your video, and it seemed like he is a very seasoned player in live arena. He places well consistently, and he values his reputation quite a bit. So I understand that, obviously you guys had a long conversation, and he's, pleaded his case. If you guys are interested in that video, make sure you guys check it out. It's on Snackbox's channel, Booster Exposed. I'm gonna leave a link in the description below. Make sure you guys check it out if you guys are interested in the nitty gritty details. But Snackbox, what do you think Plarium should do to handle this kind of situation that we have right now?
Yeah, it's very complicated because it is, there's so many layers to it that are a factor. So for one, you have drivers that play multiple accounts in different clans, and some of them we don't even know which account they play on or whatever. So it's really also not a clan based problem. It's really a system problem, and I don't believe you can 100% fix it, but you can definitely make it harder. And one way to make it harder would be definitely to maybe remove the underdog system once you reach the 1320. That could be something they could do. Then everybody else has still the same you know ability to get to the mythical mats and the last milestone reward as before. But after that, create a little bit, you know, um, a harder system to exploit, right? Like make it that you get those, you know, make it that you get -9 points on a lose, on a loss, and +9 points on a win. That way, it is not that easy to exploit because the point difference is not that big from a loss to a win. So technically, you can drop in points, right? Theoretically.
Then the focus would be on
Uh,
win rate. The focus would be on win rate. So
yeah,
if you have a high win
yeah,
rate, you're going to get the points, right?
exactly. Yeah, yeah. More emphasis on a win rate. That is, I think, um, one key thing. But it, it doesn't eliminate you know, the ability to exploit it, but it makes it a lot harder. Another thing would be maybe to limit the daily battles that you can do in live arena to gain seasonal points. But that's something that would affect the revenue a little bit, because
Yeah, yeah.
you spend a lot of gems. Those guys spend a lot of gems, like tons of gems. And at some point, you spend 100 gems per 5 battles, right? And if you have like 3,000 battles, that is insane, an insane amount of money. I mean,
Yeah.
um, there's also something I wanna mention here at this point while we are talking about the gems. In the video, there was a Telegram post shown where it says something like the top 10 arena ranks are reserved. Some players and drivers reached out to me and said it's kind of a troll post, kind of a joke type of thing. So I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and say, okay, that can be because the post is in Cyrillic, like in Russian, and I can't really read it, like, and neither can Nick. So it's easy to misunderstand it, and also with everything else going on, it's easy to take it seriously and hard to see it as a joke. And also, it was talked about how much the trophy costs in DMs, which was $5,000, but in that DM, that person was referring to the amount of gems that you have to spend. So it's like $5,000 worth of gems that you have to spend for the number one spot.
Holy shit. Yeah, that's a lot of money. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, when you're talking 5 battles and 100 gems, that's wild because
yeah,
yeah, I can't do the quick math here in my head, but yeah, that's a lot of gems.
it's a lot.
$5,000 in gems, not 5,000 gems, guys.
Mm,
$5,000. Wow. Yeah, totally makes sense that Plarium wants to turn away just because this is a big money generating kind of thing. But you know what? It looks kind of limited to maybe like the top 20 players. Like you don't see most players
yeah.
going over 1,000 battles.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it looks like it's kind of limited to like 2 dozen players only. So yeah, crazy. I mean, I think yeah, the 1320 kind of threshold, and then stopping the underdog system kind of makes sense. Then you have emphasis on win rate. Um Obviously you still need to put in a lot of volume to get, if you have the same win rate as somebody else, then it's going to come down to volume, right? 65, 63. It's going to come down to who puts in more games. So they still have a chance to make up some revenue there. And I think in the grand scheme of things, to maintain the integrity of this, this seasonal leaderboard, you have to kind of, take that hit. Take that hit. Look somewhere else. Look somewhere. Sell something. Here, sell something in the shop or make a live arena shop. You'll make it up, right? Okay. Yeah.
Somehow.
Yeah. Really cool insight, man. I really appreciate you dropping by and sharing your expertise. Obviously, Snackbox knows exactly what he's talking about here. He placed 28th, top 30 last live arena season. Really, really nice here. 746 battles, 64% win rate. Really tough to keep this win rate up, especially at this level. So thank you, Snackbox, for dropping by. Do you have any last words here for the audience?
Yeah. If you go ahead and watch this video, I would prefer if everybody stays, very civil about it. Don't insult anybody. At the end of the day, this is a game. Obviously, there's a lot of money involved, and this is a topic that needs a lot of attention and that we can get some change. But at the same time, we are all, just players. And at the end of the day, I hope that we can, end this drama with a handshake and everybody can compete in a fair way, and that is the main goal. I don't want to create a them versus I don't want to create a battle here between two sides. The initial point was to provoke change. That's kind of like what I would say at the
Awesome.
end here.
Yeah, awesome. I mean, that's a really good message, and I think at this, when you're the like master of something, when you have mastery over something, you have certain respect for other people that also have mastery over something. So these really strong like PvP players, they do have inherent respect for each other. So let's maintain that respect. Let's try to get this done. Have a level playing field, and see the best man win, right, or best woman. Um, yeah, great message, Snackbox. Thank you so much for coming by. Like I said, I'll leave a link to the description below. Make sure you guys drop on by, give him a like, give him a sub. Like I said, he's working towards 8,000 test server access, guys. Give it to him, help him out. And yeah, thank you
Please.
guys. Yeah, please. And thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about this topic. I know it's not going to affect a lot of you guys, but it's very interesting once you guys start, digging into it a little bit, but obviously this is very background stuff that doesn't affect a lot of people directly. It might indirectly trickle down and affect you, but especially if systems change and all that. But at this moment, it's just kind of let's sit back and eat some popcorn and see how it unfolds. So, anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Snackbox, for dropping by here and sharing your insight. Appreciate everybody here. Thank you so much for your time, and we'll see you guys in the next video.